planning for life.
And good evening, Hampton Roads. Welcome to another edition of Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. I'm certified financial planner Kevin Zivna, alongside me as usual, CFP Allison DeBrill. Together we come to you live every second and fourth Tuesday of the month to dialogue with you, take your calls. If you have a question or comment relating to your own personal financial situation, then we'd love to hear from you. All we need is your first name, city you're calling from, and no matter what Allison and I are talking about, if it's important to you, then it's important to us. We'll get you right on air. 627-7979. That's 627-7979. Wealthway Financial Advisors is the proud sponsor of Dollars and Common Sense. We are an independent registered investment advisor, which means we're legally held to a fiduciary standard to put our clients' interest ahead of our own in any business dealing. And that's the way it should be when you work with a financial advisor. As the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, we integrate expert investment management with customized, ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. So by design, we can't work with everyone. We work with a relatively small group of high net worth individuals, but that's one of the reasons we feel so strongly about coming here every second and fourth Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's to reach out and help as many people in the Hampton Roads listening area that we can achieve your measure of financial success, because it is a core belief at Wealthway Advisors that the overwhelming majority of people in this country have the opportunity for financial security if they choose it. And it's a choice, because it takes some time, it takes some effort, and it takes some knowledge. We are here to help. You got to take that first step, though. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 627-7979. Whether you want to talk about anything having to do with the investment markets, with the economy, with insurance products like life insurance, health insurance, property casualty, taxes, tax planning, tax reduction strategies, retirement planning, retirement plans, 401ks, 403bs, TSP, IRAs, Roth IRAs, mortgage options, Social Security claiming strategies, or estate planning, wills, and trusts. All that and more falls under the umbrella of personal finance we are here to discuss tonight. 627-7979. Good evening, Allison.
Good evening. Tonight we are going to talk about birthdays.
Say
Yay.
It's your birthday. My birthday too, yeah.
Actually, it's really going to be more about milestones and ages you need to pay attention to. So birthdays are always fun to celebrate when you're growing up, when you're young. I think most young people just can't wait to get to a certain milestone, 16, then 18, then 21, and then eventually I think the pendulum swings the other way and people don't like celebrating their birthdays anymore. Kevin, you are one of them. You don't like to be acknowledged on your birthday, I know.
I don't like the fuss. I don't like to be the center of attention.
Yeah, so everyone know that
Right.
If you want to make Kevin uncomfortable,
Right.
You make a big deal about his birthday.
Yes, and that'll do it.
But there are certain milestones that you need to be aware of as you are planning for retirement and in retirement. So some are good, some are things to look forward to, and some are maybe not so fun and exciting, but important nonetheless. So we want to talk about these and help you mark your calendars.
Right. Certain ages are pivotal in the financial planning process, allow you to do certain things at certain times. Helpful to be mindful of these milestones and age markers so that you don't miss them and you can take full advantage of whatever opportunities come your way as you reach certain birthdays.
So let's kick things off with the young age of age 50.
Mm-hmm.
This is young in my eyes still. So when you
Thank
turn
you.
50, there is that's a milestone, and it's a good one depending on how you look at it, because when you turn 50, you can now start contributing more to your retirement plans. So you are now eligible for catch-up contributions. For a 401k plan, that means you can add for 2023, note that these numbers change each year, but for 2023, you can add an additional $7,500 to your 401k plan, 403b, TSP, tax-deferred company-sponsored retirement plan. and an extra $1,000 to your IRA if you're making traditional or Roth IRA contributions.
So what's the totals for each now?
Yes, good question. So the total for a company-sponsored retirement plan is $30,000 with the catch-up.
If you're 50 or older.
Mm-hmm. And a traditional or Roth IRA for 50 and over is $7,500 per year. Now, there are limits. It depends on your taxable income. You can't contribute more than your taxable income. And not everyone's eligible to do all of that. But the purpose of this show tonight is to know that at 50, you can stock more money away. And most of us are in our higher or even peak earning years in our 50s, and maybe the kids are starting to hopefully spread their wings and fly and get off the payroll. And so it's a great time to maximize savings as you start to gear up for retirement.
Yeah, so 50, the first milestone marker of birthdays that you want to pay attention to, allow you to sock away a little bit extra money once you hit that age. All right, we're going to pause right here. We got a caller on the line, Herb. Good evening, Herb. You're on Dollars and Common Sense.
Hey, you guys, that is the key, common sense. And you want to Google something, Google the death of common sense back in the 90s. It's really true. But that is the one thing that young folks especially could exercise when it comes to looking to the future. I know that's difficult for them in their late teens or early 20s, but I don't care whether you make $1 a week or $1,000 a week, put something away for a rainy day. And if your employer offers you a retirement plan and a matching, take it to the max, because you don't have the slightest idea when you get to that age of God says it's time to retire that you're going to be able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, Herb?
82, looking to be 100 in 2040.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
And when did you start socking away some money for a rainy day?
Probably when I was selling popcorn and peanuts in 1950 and delivering newspapers. Yeah, hey, like I said, doesn't matter how much you make, sock some away for a rainy day. And by the way, y'all were making some disparaging remarks about birthdays. Guess what? Having birthdays is better to be celebrated than not be able to celebrate them.
That's
right. I always say it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Y'all keep up the good work and keep preaching that message. I hope more people are listening.
All right, Herb, thanks for the words of wisdom. We really appreciate it.
God bless you. Bye.
Yeah, along those lines, my stepdaughter has a job, and she's only 16, so she's very young. But we have, I guess I want to say encouraged, but it's kind of required, her to set aside 20% of every paycheck, and she will very easily be financially secure at a very young age if she can keep that habit up all the way. So it's the earlier you start, the better.
And that's a key word there. It's a habit. As soon as you start making some income, as soon as you have a job, you have income, you have opportunity for financial security some point in the future. And it doesn't take a lot of money to one day have a lot of money if you have a lot of time on your side. And so when you're in your teens for your first summer job, or when you're fresh out of high school and you get your first paycheck or college, that's the time to start. Yes, there will be a lot of competing interests for that money, but just getting in the habit is step number one.
Now, if you didn't start when you were 16, don't worry, I didn't either. But if you didn't start that early, that's what these catch-up contributions are for. So we're talking about age 50 being the first, one of the first big milestones you want to look out for. That's your opportunity to put more away if you are playing catch-up, so that you can prepare for the next phase. So after age 50, well, I guess I'll include age 55 because our tax law can never make anything uniform and common sense. But age 55 is when you can make a catch-up contribution to a health savings account. So if you are contributing to a health savings account, we love these accounts. We talk about them a lot. Once you reach age 55, then you can put a catch-up contribution of an extra $1,000 for a total contribution of $87.50 per year for this year if you have a family plan. So be on the lookout for that as well.
So up to, for those of you covered by a healthcare family plan, $8,750 this year, triple tax advantaged on those health savings account, which is the reason that we like them. Tax deduction for money that goes in. It can grow either through investments or interest, tax deferred, and if it comes out for qualified medical expenses, then it comes out tax free. So get a lot of bang for your buck with a health savings account.
Mm-hmm. Then the next milestone is another positive, I would say. It's 59 and a half. And most people are pretty aware of this age. This is the magic age that allows you to withdraw from your retirement accounts, so your IRA or your 401k or TSP, without penalty. So if you withdraw money from a retirement account before 59 and a half, you will pay a 10% early withdrawal penalty, and you'll pay taxes. If you wait until after 59 and a half, you still pay taxes, but you won't have that early withdrawal penalty of 10%.
Also, the age in which some company retirement plans allow you to make what's called in-service withdrawals. So if you don't have a very robust or sophisticated company retirement plan, 401k, 403b, some company plans will allow you, while you're still employed at that company, to make an in-service withdrawal or in-service rollover, take that money out of the unsophisticated plan with few good investment options and roll it over into a self-directed IRA where you might have more choice and more options. So plan dependent, but 59.5, we see that a fair amount.
Now, just another comment about 59 and a half, and I'm going to steal Kevin's words. Just because you can withdraw penalty-free doesn't mean you should.
Correct.
So we would encourage you not to jump to this right when you turn 59 and a half unless there is a good and sound reason to do this as hopefully a part of a long-term financial plan.
All right, talking about key milestones and birthdays to be aware of. If you want to jump in on this conversation or anything having to do with your own personal financial situation, give us a call on the studio line, 627-7979. She's Allison, I'm Kevin. You're listening in Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS. And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. Alongside certified financial planner Allison DeBrill, I'm CFP Kevin Zivna. We're from Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, check us out online at wealthwayadvisors.com. All right, tonight we're talking about key birthdays and milestones to be aware of that can help enhance your overall financial situation.
Yes, we talked about age 50 being the age that you can start making extra contributions to your retirement plans. And then on the flip side, age 59 and a half is when you can start withdrawing from your retirement plans penalty-free. So the next milestone that we hit is age 60. So age 60 is not going to apply to everyone, but I wanted to make sure we mentioned it. That's the age where if you are a widow, that's the youngest age you can claim Social Security on your deceased spouse's Social Security record, unless there are minor children. If you have minor children, there are different rules that apply to you. But if you have your spouse pass away, age 60 is the earliest you could take a benefit from their Social Security earnings. And that would be a reduced benefit, but widows do have options, more options than anyone else with Social Security, because you can take a widow's benefit and then later switch to your own or vice versa. So there are a lot of options, and know that age 60 is when those start to become available. But for most people, age 62 is the first milestone for Social Security. So age 62 is the earliest age you can claim Social Security. When you claim, at 62, it will be a reduced benefit. It's reduced, it depends on your age, but it's reduced somewhere around 35% from your full benefit if you claim at age 62. But there can be some good reasons to do that. We do a deep analysis for our clients on when to claim, and it's not always a certain answer. For some people, it is 62. For some people, it may be 70 or anywhere in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just know that the Social Security claiming decision is relatively complex. There are a lot more options than people are aware of. 62, the first age when people can claim their retirement benefit, and overwhelmingly, I believe it's about 2/3 of us here in the United States do claim the Social Security benefit at age 62. Now, rarely does that make sense if you are still working, if you're still employed and earning income. That's something that needs to go into the analysis. Otherwise, you're going to find that benefit reduced unnecessarily by the amount of income that you're working while you're getting that reduced benefit. So, again, another wrinkle in the Social Security claiming strategy. And while most people do claim it at 62, it's probably not in your benefit if you're still working.
Yeah, those are complicated rules, but you're right. If you claim at 62 and you earn more than a certain amount each year, your benefit is reduced. Now, this is a temporary reduction, so eventually you'll get it back, but it would take you a long time to recoup it. And really, if you're working, why claim then? If you really need the money, that's a different situation. But for the most part, if you're still working, let your benefit grow.
And there could be really good reasons to take it at age 62. We find sometimes when we do a deep dive, even people who can defer their Social Security benefit to full retirement age, which is now around 66 and 67.
Oh, right. Yeah, this year.
Depending on when you were born,
Yes.
but 66 and 67 is the full benefit age for most people, or you can delay all the way up to age 70. And every year that you delay that from age 62, that benefit increases about 8% each year, and that's basically a guaranteed 8% growth. And when you get a guaranteed 8%, we usually say take it if the time is right.
So, age 60 for widows, possibly taking the Social Security benefit. Age 62 is the first opportunity for the rest of us.
All right, we're going to run out to Norfolk right now and get a quick question from Jim. Good evening, Jim. You're on Dollars and Common Sense.
Hello. If you delay your Social Security, collecting your Social Security until you're 70, and you don't hit, I guess technically the day you turn 70 is the day that you're eligible to receive that larger benefit. What if you miss? What if you don't get all of whatever the proper paperwork is done, and let's say you miss it by 6 months or even a year? Do you collect that monies that you would have collected from the day you turn 70, or do you just lose it?
Good question, Jim. So first, the application, you can submit your application for benefits, I believe, up to 4 months in advance of when you want it to start. So it would never be a bad idea when you're 69 and 6 months to put your application in and start that clock so that it pays right away. If you apply late, they will pay retroactive benefits. I don't know off the top of my head how far back they go. I don't think it would be a full year. I think there is a short window where they would pay retroactive benefits.
But that benefit would not grow any past age 70, if that makes sense.
Yes, I've missed my 70th birthday, and I did receive a letter and they said it's not to your advantage. There is no advantage to waiting beyond 70 because the benefit is what it is. And but I was just wondering whether I've lost Sorry about that. Whether those payments, those monthly payments, or whether they will retroactively pay me. But I guess you've answered that. I guess it may be a year.
Yeah, we think there's some retroactive payment there, Jim. We're going to do a little research. We're going to come back right after the break, and we'll talk about this on the backside. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes after the news. You're listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS. And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. Alongside certified financial planner Allison DeBrill, I'm CFP Kevin Zivna. We're from Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, look us up online at wealthwayadvisors.com. Once there, you can request an information packet to find out what it's like to work with us, or sign up for a free quarterly newsletter at wealthwayadvisors.com. Just go to the contact page, put your name and address in the dialog box, select the appropriate drop-down menu, and we'll get that information out to you later on this week. And that's all we will use your name and address for, is just to send you the information that you request. Or if you got some nuanced questions, you want to speak to a live human being, give us a call at the office, 456-2200. Want to remind everybody, our next show will be in 2 weeks on Tuesday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. as usual. But if you can't get this show live every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m., get it as a podcast. Search for Dollars and Common Sense wherever you get your podcasts. Download us, take us with you wherever you go, and listen at your leisure. And for those of you into social media, we are on Facebook and LinkedIn. Search for Wealthway Financial Advisors, hit that like button, and about once every week you see a interesting, informative financial planning post. All right, tonight we're talking about significant birthdays and milestones and actions you can take along the way to enhance your financial situation. If you want to talk about that or anything having to do with your personal financial situation, give us a call on the studio line, 627-7979.
All right, we're working our way up. We have reached age 65, the magic milestone for Medicare. So if you don't already know this, 65 is when you are eligible for Medicare, and you have a 7-month window for which you can apply for your benefits. That's 3 months before your birth month, the month of your birth month, and then 3 months after. So if you are going to enroll, you want to make sure you do it during that window. If you are still employed and you are still eligible for health insurance through your employer, you can delay claiming Medicare. You don't have to go on it if you still have coverage, but anyone who doesn't have coverage needs to take steps to do that. And I don't think many people know that there are independent brokers, insurance brokers, that can help you navigate all of the Medicare enrollment intricacies, because there's an alphabet soup of choices. There's Medicare Part A and B through the government, but then there's C, D, E, F. There's all sorts of letters.
Different levels of coverages.
Right,
yes.
there you go.
Right.
And so there are specialists, insurance specialists, that can help you, and they are compensated by the insurer, the insurance company. So it is not an extra cost to you to go through them, and they can help simplify and make sure that you are getting the right drugs that you need and the right coverage for your personal situation. Yeah,
they get paid by a commission from selling the insurance products, but it's no cheaper if you try to go it alone. So we believe that you can benefit by having good financial insurance advice to help you steer you towards the most appropriate Medigap policy for you. So we often will even refer our clients to insurance brokers to make sure that they get the right coverage when it comes to filling in the gaps around Medicare.
And a word of reassurance, because many people worry about health costs, health care costs in retirement. We see a lot of retirees. We work with them throughout through sickness and health, and we see all sorts of health problems. And by and large, if you have Medicare and then your supplement or even an Advantage program, most things do get covered by Medicare, and there is relatively little out of pocket for Medicare and a supplemental plan. And Medicare and TRICARE, now that's the gold standard. You're not going to pay much out of pocket at all.
Yeah, a lot of people are very fearful of what medical expenses can be later in life when you tend to use a lot of health care. Especially expensive health care like replacement of knees or hips or maybe some heart surgery. We've had clients have all of those things. And we can report from a practice standpoint that Medicare and its subsequent other coverages does a pretty darn good job of covering the bulk of the costs.
Yeah, I just want to clarify what I said, though. I lumped Medicare Advantage in there. Medicare Advantage is a different animal, and you could end up paying more out of pocket eventually if you have health issues later on in life. So just know that there are different plans that may suit different people, and you can get help navigating it.
All right, going to run out to Virginia Beach right now and speak to Joey. Good evening, Joey. You are on Dollars and Common Sense.
Good evening. Thanks, you guys, for doing this show. So, is there any advantage to putting off? I'm 63, and I don't plan on retiring until 70. But is there any advantage to putting off signing up for Medicare?
Do you have health insurance through your employer, Joey?
Sure.
And
and I was like, well, is there any? Do I get any benefit by putting it off, or?
Oh, you mean like like you do with Social Security and delaying the claiming benefit with Social Security? No. Right. In fact, you don't want to do that with Medicare.
Well, if you still have coverage through your employer, then it probably warrants a deeper look. So some employers will require you to go on Medicare when you turn 65, and their insurance becomes the secondary policy and is lesser coverage. Other employers will allow you to stay on your full benefit plan, and your benefit may be better than what Medicare would cost you. So I would recommend having a conversation with your HR manager or an independent broker that can look at your current plan and help you compare what it would mean if you went on Medicare, and you can see which one would be best coverage for you and most cost effective.
So Medicare comes out of your Social Security? They take money out of your Social Security for Medicare?
It does, unless you have not claimed Social Security, then you would pay premiums.
Okay, so basically, you're paying for Medicare out of your Social Security. If you were going to retire at 65, and you got to go on Medicare and you're going to collect Social Security, they're taking the payments for Medicare out of your Social Security.
They will, but you are not required to do both. They are separate decisions. But yes, if you claim your Social Security, the Medicare premium will come out of Social Security.
Right. So I got you. So, I mean, you're really paying for Medicare.
You pay an insurance premium for it, yes. It is medical insurance.
So it's not really free.
Well, the Part A is the hospital coverage. That's what you don't pay a premium for, but you pay a premium for your Part B, which is doctor's visits and regular copays. And so that's the part that you would either pay the Medicare premium, or you may just want to stay on your policy. So it's complicated, not exactly straightforward, but you have options, and it would probably be a good idea to look into all of your options to make the best decision.
Yeah, I guess at 63, I'm getting close to have to start figuring this stuff out.
Yeah, I would say probably by 64 you want to get serious about it. That's when you'll probably start getting a lot of stuff in the mail and people will start hounding you.
Yeah, I've already started getting stuff where, get B, pay, all the different plans. And I'm like, well, what plan do you got to have? Well, I don't know. It's like, yes, I can see where really, and I don't think the government's going to help you make that decision. So, I can see I'm going to have to figure something out on that. What's the best way to go about doing that? Now, I just got one more quick question. Can you borrow against your 401k?
You can.
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you should.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I was in a dilemma, and I was like, I was trying to figure out if it would be worthwhile borrowing against my 401k for about 6 months.
I would encourage you to explore other options than doing that, Joey, because really 401k type assets should be for retirement. Usually there's a better solution for a short-term need for money than either withdrawing from or borrowing from your 401k.
Yeah, because I didn't want to withdraw from it, because then you really take a beat. And then I was like, well, if you could borrow against it, then, you're paying interest back to yourself, I guess. And I don't really know how it all works.
Right. It's a complicated procedure that's usually handled by the 401k plan administrator, which may be part of HR, or they might farm it out to somebody else. All right, Joey, thanks for those questions. They were good ones. We appreciate it. We're going to stay out in Virginia Beach right now and speak with Ken. Good evening, Ken. You're on Dollars and Common Sense.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call. If I could double back to something you mentioned earlier, I have a dear friend of the family who was widowed 2 years ago. She is now 62 years old and has not claimed against her deceased husband's Social Security yet. It sounds like she is of age to do that.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Once you turn 60, you are eligible to claim a benefit from your deceased spouse's record as long as you were married for at least 2 years before they passed away.
Yes, they were.
And
now here's
go ahead.
my follow-up. Is there any advantage if she should wait till she's 65 or even 70, or is that number going to be fixed?
Yeah, good question. So does she have her own benefit, do you know? Did she work?
She does. She's currently working. She's not collecting now. She's 62.
Okay. So this is a case where she has many options. So she has the option to claim either the widow's benefit or her own benefit and then eventually switch to the higher benefit. But it is complicated because if she claims now, both benefits will be reduced because it's before her full retirement age. And if she's still working, they could be reduced even further.
Okay.
So she really needs to go in and speak with someone. I would recommend she make an appointment with Social Security and try to sit down and talk to them about it. There are some great people at Social Security that can really help you, but there are also some that might not be as well versed in this type of scenario.
Okay.
Or she could reach out to someone like us who we are pretty well versed in Social Security claiming strategies and can help her come up with a game plan.
Okay. So if she does elect to wait a little bit longer till she's 65 or 70, that would be to her advantage, it sounds like.
Yes. So the either benefit would be reduced if she claims before her full retirement age, but the widow's benefit does not increase after full retirement age. Her own benefit would. So there's a lot of strategy that could be used in her case, depending on which benefit's higher.
Got it. Okay. Well, that answers my question. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Ken, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. All right, we're going to step aside, take a short break. We'll be right back after these messages. She's Allison. I'm Kevin. You're listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS.
Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life. Wealthway Financial Advisors, planning for life.
And welcome back to Dollars and Common Sense, your local source for objective, unbiased financial advice. Alongside certified financial planner Allison Dubril, I'm CFP Kevin Zivna. We're from Wealthway Financial Advisors, the premier financial planning firm in Hampton Roads, where we integrate expert investment management with customized, ongoing financial planning advice to help our clients answer life's big financial questions and enhance their quality of life. For more information about us, look us up online at wealthwayadvisors.com. Once there, you can request an information packet to find out what it's like to work with us, or sign up for a free quarterly newsletter at wealthwayadvisors.com. Or if you want to give us a call at the office, talk to a live human being, kick the tires a little bit, you got questions from the show, we usually are able to follow up with those during the week as well. Give us a call at the office, 456-2200. Our next show will be on Tuesday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. as usual. But if you can't get this show live every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. here on WNIS, get it as a podcast. Search for Dollars and Common Sense wherever you get your podcasts. Download us, take us with you wherever you go, and listen at your leisure. All right, we're going to wrap up our key birthdays for people to remember to help enhance their financial situation.
Yes, one last key age we want to talk about is the age when you have to begin taking required minimum distributions. So the past couple of tax law updates have made this very confusing. Almost everyone we talk to thinks it's a different age. So I'll try to boil it down for you. If you are already taking required minimum distributions, sorry, there's no change for you. You have to continue taking them. If you were born between 1951 and 1959, you now do not have to start taking required minimum distributions, that's withdrawals from any of your retirement accounts, until age 73. So a lot of people were thinking they had to start taking required minimum distributions this year. They were getting ready to turn 72, and the law changed to 73. So you got a stay of execution. You don't have to take any money out until age 73. For those of you born in 1960 or later, the age actually goes all the way out to 75. So, it used to be 70 and a half, then it went to 72, and now it's 73. And eventually it's going to be 75.
It's quite the moving target.
So I'm pretty sure I just confused everyone instead of making that more simple.
The government and the IRS confused everyone. Yeah. We're just trying to keep up.
Right. So, if you are not sure, look it up. It is clearly outlined on irs.gov. When the money comes out, the amount that has to come out is calculated each year. It's based on the account value at the end of the previous year and how old you are. It's a percentage of the account. It has to come out, and you have to pay your tax on it. But you don't have to necessarily spend it. You can spend it if you need it. A lot of people need that. That's fine. That can be your spending money. If you don't need it, it could be reinvested into a regular brokerage account for future spending needs. Or if you don't need to use it and you are charitably inclined, you can donate it directly from your retirement account to a charity, and it will satisfy your required minimum distribution, but it will not be taxable to you. So we love that strategy.
All right, that's about all the time we have for tonight. But before we go, we're going to make a little announcement. I'm going to sadly have to say goodbye to my broadcast partner, Allison, for just a few months this summer. She is going to take an extended sabbatical for a few months to do some personal traveling and get some relaxation. And what are you
What
going to do?
am I going to do? Well, I'm trying not to jam pack my schedule like I would normally jam pack my entire life nonstop. So I think we've probably talked about this on the air, but maybe not everyone knows. I also teach dance. So dance, I teach ballet and jazz and contemporary, and that's one of my passions outside of finance. And so I'm going to be traveling with my students to compete in Nashville this summer, which we are very excited about. We've been working really hard on that.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. And some hiking with my husband and some visiting of family, but really just trying to decompress a little bit and take some breathing space.
Well, I'm happy that you can do it, and I'm happy that you've got some good plans set up for that. I will be here throughout the summer, either by myself or we might bring in some of the other gang from Wealthway Financial Advisors. We've got two associate financial advisors, Andrea and Cody, that are very integral into the operation of the firm. And they might join me from time to time on a show here and get them a little bit of exposure to the radio show and to help the local listeners here in Hampton Roads.
Yeah, I was going to add that we operate as fully as a team when we work with our clients. So while I hope I'll be missed a little bit, I think it will. We know it will be business as usual at the office for all of our clients or anyone who needs us.
Right.
So we're good with that.
All right. So that's all the time we have for tonight. We'll be back somebody will be back in 2 weeks on Tuesday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. Until then, if you want more information about us, check us out online at wealthwayadvisors.com. For certified financial planner Allison DeBrill, I'm CFP Kevin Zivna. You've been listening to Dollars and Common Sense on News Talk 790 WNIS.